Renee Castro, I'm from Southern California, investment advisor, financial planner type.
Tom Bass, I'm an enrolled agent in the Newport Beach, Costa Mesa area, and been in the business a little over 25 years.
And Tom and Renee are tax planning partners working together.
Dave Morgan, CPA. I'm in North San Diego County. I've been practicing public accounting since '96.
Dave Dorr, financial advisor. I've been in the financial service industries for about 38 years.
Tracy Weaver, I'm a CPA and attorney, and I've been practicing for about 30 years.
Stephen Burgess, financial advisor. I've been practicing for about 17, 18 years. What attracted me to this model was it was something totally different, and it's what I had always seen on the horizon of what I thought I would want to do as a financial advisor, work as a partner using high-end strategies for high net worth clients, and working with a CPA as opposed to having them killing my deals.
I was intrigued by the model in general, working through accountancy firms. I've been in management before, so I thought, well, maybe I could help with my organizational skills, plus my sales experience, and we'll see if we can come up with some sort of synergy. And that's what drew me to this model, and I'm really happy with it.
This program presented an opportunity to get some assistance, and I didn't have to design all of the solutions. There was somebody here to help me, Dave, and it's worked out tremendously for that.
So I started studying this similar type of model for about the last 10 years, and then I was blessed to have a pretty strong relationship with a tax professional prior to coming to Elite, where we were doing a similar scenario, but it wasn't so turnkey, where there wasn't I'm aging myself here a little bit, a Rolodex of expertise. And so I've tried other CPA programs like Steve was saying, but the reason I really respect Anton and Ken, they're continually looking for ways to improve the quality of advice we're giving. They're always looking for a different specialist. And there's been a few specialists that they've cut because they found somebody better. So that saves me a lot of due diligence type of work, trying to find the different niches.
Can I put you on the spot? What initial concerns did you have about the model? Because I'm sure that's something for the CPAs in the room they might be working through.
The traditional referral model, I could refer someone out, and it was, I wasn't sure how things were going, and I would do my best to try and follow up and make sure that relationship that I had referred out was working. But frankly, I didn't have enough time in the day to do all that and always try and monitor that relationship. So it made it difficult for me to try and make the referrals and try and make sure that I was controlling that my client was being taken care of the way I wanted to. And the collaboration aspect of it, I didn't want an advisor or someone else doing something without consulting with me or letting me know what was happening, and it happened more times than I would have liked. So that would have been my biggest concern was, am I going to lose control of that situation? And the answer was no, because anything that we do, I'm in the room for. We present a case, we bring in the expert, Dave's there, I'm there, the client's there, and the best thing, the very first case I worked on, I was able to sit across the table from the expert and my client sitting next to me, and I could completely advocate for the client, ask grilling questions, hard questions, and put the expert on the spot. And the client was able to witness me vying for their best interest, build the better bond with the client, and I felt better about knowing, okay, I get my questions answered. I'm not, I don't care if this deal falls apart or not. I just want my client to get handled the right way and get what they're supposed to get.
What I was doing before was rear view mirror compliance work, and what we're doing now and why I've brought Stephen is that I'm changing what I'm doing and adding this specialty of tax planning, and this is going to help you a lot should you take advantage of it.
There's one particular client, my brother-in-law happened to refer them to me. It's this initial case that I had thrown at Dave to try and figure something out. We come up with an ideal plan, and now we're working on premium finance. You know, they're very happy about this. In the meantime, at the end of 2015, I got a call from a person that had been referred to me, and this guy happens to know my brother-in-law and this other client. Excuse me. And we talked for half hour, 45 minutes, and I didn't hear from him again. So whatever, you know, these things happen all the time. In May, I'm at my brother-in-law's wedding up in Sonoma, and after the ceremony, we're at the cocktail hour, and I'm sitting there with my wife having a glass of wine, and here comes this guy, and he says, "Hey, you know, I'm Alex. I talked to you at the end of last year. Yeah, hi, I remember you." And he starts trying to make excuses as to why he never followed up with me, and I'm like, going, you know, hey, it's your choice. You know what I can do for you. If you don't want to work with me, that's fine. Before I can get anything out, the other client, who happened to also be at the wedding, comes over, steps in between Alex and me, and says, "Alex, you have to use him as your CPA." The reason I smile every day is because of Dave Morgan, CPA. And I about fell over. I mean, it's like the biggest professional compliment I think I've ever had in my life. Needless to say, Alex is now a client. So it was pretty impressive, I think, to have a client that is advocating for me that strongly. He's also since referred another person to me. And frankly, it wouldn't have happened without the help of Dave and Elite. It just, you know, I knew that they had problems. I knew that we needed more solutions, and I just didn't have the time to find them, and Dave found them.
From a relationship perspective, how would you guys say you feel about the future of the relationship working together in this type of model?
I think it's going to be very successful for both of us. We're somewhat in the exploration stage. We've made some presentations. We haven't closed anything yet. Most of the people we're working with are seven-figure income earners at this point, or multiple seven figures. So it's going to be a little bit of time to take, you know, for something to gel. But we're also collaborating as far as the strategy of how to approach them. And most of these people I work with, we specialize primarily in people in direct sales, multi-level marketing. We've got clients in every state. Most of them are six figures and above. And some of these people you can't get them on the phone. I mean, they are so busy. Our highest income person basically it's an international business, and getting he and his wife together in Newport Beach at the same time that's a chore, just like Renee was talking about earlier. So it seems that just the scheduling is half the battle. But I think that because of all the various strategies we have, that we have this quiver full of things that we can use to help alleviate all their tax issues. I think it's going to be extremely successful for both of us.
I have an office in his office already. I have business cards under his logo and name. I've got an email under his domain name, and I get copied on a lot of things to clients that I sometimes don't even know why, but he just wants to make sure that they know that I'm there and working as his partner, and vice versa. And for those of you that started in this business like me, or were doing the dinner seminars and the mass mailings and the cold calling, that's gone for me at this point. I'm busier than I can ever be right now. And even while we were here for the last 2 days, I'm getting text messages from him. He'd like me to see somebody for this or call somebody for that. So it's just phenomenal the way that this model helped me, helps him, helps clients. So it's a very, very long time I'm going to be doing.
I really think you guys and all CPAs are really underpaid. Everything we've got going, I point out to Tracy, I said, I think they should have paid you 10 grand just to get the thing going, and then go from there. So we're not done with that, but we got to work more in that area, and I know Dave's been an advocate of that for a long time.
Yeah, I'm basically, I consider myself a Ron Baker disciple. I've been running everything since I've had my own practice, as well as prior to that when I was with a larger firm. I actually, any clients that I dealt with, I did everything on a fixed fee basis. And there was an element of value billing that was built into my annual fixed price agreements, but it was never to the extent that I really thought it should be and could be. But again, because I was so busy with everything, I couldn't ever formulate a plan with which to get to real, true value billing, similar to what Dominique was talking about. Presenting $50,000 worth of tax savings and telling them it's going to cost 15 grand to do that. And, there's been times I've had things pop into my head that, I could save a client $100,000 and it took me 15 minutes to think about it. The relationship at Elite is doing, it's basically teaching me these methods, these ways to extract the value out of it. And I'm essentially sort of reconstructing my client base. Some of the clients that I have that I know won't ever really adopt to and ever really truly see the value that I can bring, or maybe just don't have those issues, they're really not my prime clients, and I'm probably ushering them out. Any new clients I have, I'm going through a more stringent qualification process of saying, is this a person who's going to understand and recognize our value and pay us for that value? Now, if I can get that laid down at the foundation, there'll never be a question about the value aspect.
See, the nice thing about this program, the advisor and the tax professional can really customize the situation. I've just started a wonderful new relationship with Fred, and Fred's book of business is quite different than Tom's. So they have their pros and cons, with the business. But Fred's in the position because he's been a 30-year professional. He's really helped a lot of the. For example, he's got a lawyer firm he was telling me about that. He was basically there from day one, and now they're up to 130 employees. And they consider Fred basically an honorary partner in that firm. And so he's redefining that relationship on their request to have even more of a CFO type of role. And they told him, hey, you name your salary. You've been so valuable to us. You name your salary. And I think Fred would agree, now that you understand the depth of the expertise around here that you'll be able to bring to that relationship, why not increase it by 30% more than you thought you were going to ask for? Because now you're going to bring all these different benefits. And there is a source I'm still vetting out for the tax professionals I work with. There's a CPA firm, and they've been doing it for decades. They have a way with working with other tax practices to take the 80% of the load of the compliance work off of the practice without having to hire another staff member, and still have it be a profit center for that CPA. So I'm busy like all of us. Every time I come to one of these, I say, man, I got to go and research that more. But this has inspired me more to do that, because I would love both Fred and Tom to get down to that 25, no more than 50 core clients, and making more than they're even making now. Because the biggest advantage us advisors have over tax professionals, we have a lot more control over our time, and we value our time tremendously. So we tend to have a lot more free time, as we call it, or rejuvenation time. So we really look at the value of each client relationship before we take it on, because we have limited time to give that relationship. Well, at least I do. So thanks.
One thing I really like about this is it's giving me an opportunity to see my clients more than once a year for taxes. And I really like that, because a lot of my clients, I'm like, well, are they my friend or my client? I don't know. Or both, I guess, maybe. But again, yeah, as far as signing, sometimes delivering something is, I haven't been there because I haven't been in town quite a bit lately. So anyway, but yeah,
So
I'm very comfortable with, I would always want to be at the initial meeting. Being involved with this, with you guys, has made me much more comfortable with a lot of things that, if a client called up and just said, about this easement stuff, and, you know, I mean, I probably would go, well, wait a minute, so just your educating us, CPAs and EAs and all is really important.
You gotta, as the CPAs, you're the leader, you're still the lead advisor. So you can design this any way you want. I mean, Gordon is probably on 10 to 15% of the visit time and planning time. That's what he's preferred to do. He gives me a strong introduction. He's always welcome to come to any meeting he wants. He lets me know when he feels he needs to be there on that initial visit because of whatever. So it's not a big time constraint on him to have a whole new entity basically creating revenue and deepening his relationships for him. But you can design it any way you want. Remember that.
No, I'm a kind of a show me, don't tell me guy, and I can sit and listen to someone conceptualize about things and you know, blue sky and oh, it's going to be great and blah blah blah, and I'm sorry, until I actually can see some hard facts and data about it, I'm not buying into it. So I already knew, you know, all of the these are the possibilities, and I needed to see those possibilities really in action, and that's what he did.
I personally see 13 to 15 people, new small business owners each month, and I've generated since August 3 new clients for the accountant that I work with each month. And so I believe that I'm receiving, I should also give, and I'm doing that. But we're working on a plan. We have a marketing plan where we're marketing dentists and physicians in our area. And we have tremendous plans for them that are coming to fruition. But I'm handling the marketing side of that. That's just not one of the things that he's ever been good at. It's one of the things that I've been great at. Guess what? I'm a financial advisor. I see people and hear no all day long, and it doesn't hurt my feelings. So,
absolutely. In fact, you know, I went through several of my clients this year during tax season, and I already in my mind have a list of kind of where I would like my, you know, my 100 or so clients to end up. And I told several of those clients who I want to keep what my ultimate goal was is to get rid of a bunch of other people so I can provide better services for them. And every one of them that I told that to either called me or followed up with an email later that day or the next day and said, I'm glad to hear about all these changes, but please don't fire me. I really want to keep working with you. And so, you know, I know that they already value the relationship, and they don't even know what's coming and what more I'm going to be able to do for them. I think it's going to lock in these relationships and make them rock solid.
That's it for you, sir.
Same scenario. I mean, open communication is the key. If the advisor does something you're frustrated with or you're not quite sure you buy into, let them know. We're all about making sure that the client and the CPA is comfortable. Like I loved a lot of what Tim said today. You know, clarity and comfort, clarity and comfort. But it always starts with communicating. Normally, any kind of friction, any kind of relationships, usually there's some kind of communication void going on.